We've been keeping this secret for a long time.
It kind of scares people when you come out of a big tunnel network at the bottom. I've been in the test area and suddenly I've heard voices and I was just a little bit shocked. Why am I hearing voices down here and nobody else is due down here? The gates are locked, the top's locked, nobody should be here. And it was only after a while of just standing still that I realised it was just the noise from the pump and it was just paranoia, and that kind of kicks in when you're down here on your own. We used to have this system where I'd phone Rich and say, I'm going down the tunnel, and if I'm not up in 30 minutes, I've kind of either fallen down the stairs or, yeah, I'm dead at the bottom of the stairs. There's times when we've both been down there and you're 33 metres under London in a tunnel network that you don't know where it kind of leads, and you know exactly where all of the tunnels are, but there's air vents and you kind of, they go to the surface, you kind of think maybe somebody could have got in and that.
They haven't been used for 60 years. They were used in the World War II for air raid shelters, and have sat redundant since, and thought that's a great place to grow vegetables.
Yeah, we came together as friends, and then the business grew out of that. Over many conversations, it kind of evolved together. Inevitably, we disagree on things, and we ultimately agree. We sit down, we chat about it, and we both agree that I'm right.
I was reading about a guy in the States called Dixon Despommier, who came up with the concept of the vertical farm, and from that came this idea, and I went to Steve, knowing his sort of business skills, and presented the idea, which he liked, and he actually was the key to driving that forward as well.
We needed somebody to come on board with a great palette and help us certainly network within the hospitality industry, in the restaurants, and just make sure that we were getting the flavours right in terms of our product. And so that was why we approached Michel Roux Jr., and he's joined us as a non-exec director, and he's predominantly going to help us with product development.
The only difference that we are doing in comparison to conventional farming or produce is the fact that we're totally grown under LEDs. Other competitors that we're with us will still use LEDs, but in a greenhouse environment, so just to increase the light when it's in the winter or the autumn. So we're doing it solely under that. That has some effect on taste. You can change sugars and starches, but generally the main difference would be that we're not actually using any pesticides. Our future aspirations for the business are to expand in the tunnel environment and then possibly look at vertical farming as well.
We're not changing farming, it's just going to complement farming. You're always going to have the open field environment, but it's also a case of the passion comes from growing in this way, both having a massive belief that there is a necessity for we're going to have an environment where carbon is not the main driver of the economy, and that kind of fuels it without going into sort of doom porn. This pushes against oil industry, is against companies that measure their profitability in carbon, which is about 30% of the FTSE 100. So yeah, we're going to get pushback from it. Are we trying to change the world now? No, but we're trying to highlight that people can grow in this way and you can live in an environment and live in an economy where carbon isn't necessary, because it is running out and people just need to suck that up and accept it.